Hey kids, Mr. Glenn here, hope you're well. So this is lesson 2. I'm going to give you the second one here, which is pre-made based on where we were at last time. If you managed to do the extension, which probably most of you did, you can go and make your extensions and put your variables in here, your speed variables. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and make an overlap here. And so what we want is for our character to overlap and hit something. And so we want something to happen on the screen. So let's go into our tile map and edit our tile map. And I will explain why, because inside the tile map that we're using here, we can edit anyone we like later on. And so this is our level 1. Let's go and edit this. And so this is my tile map. And you'll notice that I'm going to put a video social media here. And this is a tile. And to do this and place it where you want, you can have multiple of these, but we've got so many that each one is going to tell a different story. On the side here, when we made our walls, so we use this to go and create the walls wherever we want our character to go. Let's just go and erase these to begin with so we can use our tile map properly. Inside my tiles, you'll see all the assets that we've got from the previous session. So I'll just show you what the difference is here and what the misconceptions generally are. Is that people think that these are movable characters and they're not, they're tiles. So if I try to get a new character, so this is just a misconception that people have and they get things incorrect. They think that this is a particular type. And so we call this a type which is social media. Excuse me. And then you go and get a character and go to my assets and you'll see that all the tiles aren't there. These are characters, so these are just images that we've made. So you've got the 2 players and then we've got these social media influencers and the burger. So we don't want this. We want to go into our tile map and edit the actual tile map itself by going into our assets. So go into here, go and edit it, and we'll get our things from my tiles. Okay. So inside my tiles, you can see that you can go and grab one and you can go and place it wherever you want. So if I just go and delete one for argument's sake, just go and delete that and grab a new video, you'll see that as I paste it in and start to move my mouse around now, I can go and move it in there wherever I want. So I'm going to go and pop it there to begin with. And so now what I want is for an overlap to happen with my character. I want something to happen at the video. Okay. So with video, generally online now, it's kind of, you know, did you see this and did you see that and can't believe this and here's a breakdown and it's general waffle. So what we want is for that scenario to play out. So how do we do that? Okay, so there is an extension called story. Okay, so what we have to do is go into our extensions and add our extensions. And if we go and get, I think it might be called adventure. I can just check. It's called story. It's going to type in story. Arcade storytelling. That's the one that you want. And then once you click on the arcade storytelling, you'll get an extension that pops up like this in here. So go and get that, install it, and you'll get an extension that's in here. Next job, what we want is for an overlap. So there are 2 types of overlaps. Overlaps where your characters that are moving, they are here. So you've got an overlap for your character to be overlapping with something else that's moving. Let's say Space Invaders. Okay, so things are moving down, you're moving around, you've got different things that move. This isn't that. These are static things inside your game. So go to scene. Inside tile maps, you've got this. These containers here are your overlaps. On Sprite kind of player, overlaps with whatever tile you've made that goes inside here at the location. So at the location that it's at. So go and grab that in. And then the first thing you want to do is go and put your tile map in here. So this clears up the misconception. You can see quite clearly that the things that you want are here. We want the video. So we want YouTube video. And what we want to happen here is we want to go and get some kind of story, but with choices in there. Okay, this is the important bit, because once you've got choices, you can then go and create scores. Okay. Inside this story, we're going to go and grab story, and we're going to go and roll down, and we're going to go and start a cutscene. And so cutscenes are able to go, and you can go and produce a cutscene in the background, and things pause the game, and it allows the players to go and do particular things inside their game. So inside the cutscene, then we can go and ask our character some text, and we can go and tell the character, what's happening inside this story. And at this particular part of the story, we may want to go and put something in there that's to do with this video. Okay, so I'm just going to pause this and type it so you don't need to see me typing. Okay, so I put some text in and it says here, this video is saying that Roblox has been hacked. So that's the title. It's trying to grab your attention. And so then I've given it a label, shocking video. And so you can go and put that in with the plus on the side. And so you go and put that in and it gives it a label, okay? And so you're able to go and label that, and the players can use the labels to sort of categorize things. So then let's go and see what that looks like in our game. And you'll notice that there is a bit of a flaw, and there are some things, and what we call mechanics, as to what we've got to go and do with this, okay? So I'm going to go and hit play, and my character now is going to go and play, and here's the video, okay? This video is saying that Roblox has been hacked, okay? And you'll notice that it goes into a loop, because there's some things that we want to understand here. That the overlap is waiting for something else to happen. The overlap at the moment is kind of there, and it's just occurring and occurring and occurring. Your character hasn't moved anywhere. Also, we wanted the options. We wanted the options in that container. So let's go and refresh this. Stop this and refresh our game. So inside this container, this is called a container. So we've got a container within the container. What we want is for our character to have a choice in order to go and score points in this game. So inside the menu, you can go and choose show player choices. And so you can see that they've got ovals in there, and it allows you to go and put yes, no, maybe. Okay. You'll also notice underneath that there is a hexagonal piece. This is where you can go and get choices, and it's called in our game it's called logic. If this or that. If this, then that, okay? And so the logic is inside here. So let's go and give it some player choices. I'll go and pause this so we can just... So here are the player choices, yes or no. And so what I want now is inside my story, I want something to happen based on my choice, okay? So inside my choice now, I need to go and have a space for this to go into. At the moment, I do not. There's nothing that's going to take a hexagonal shape. Hexagonal shapes are in logic, okay? So inside here, you can see that the hexagonal shape is there, and all the hexagonals are logics. If this, comparing, is it bigger than, smaller than, less than, more than, is it this or is it that? So you've got Boolean, which is named after a mathematician called George Boole, and it's everything was decided on yes or no. Okay, is it true, is it false? Okay, so let's go and get an if statement in there, and you'll notice that in the if statement we also have a plus icon in there. That means we can either give it plus points or minus points, all right? So inside here, we either have yes or no. So we have two of them, okay? So I can go and put if yes, I can go and put a yes. That's for a maybe. I can go and say now points. So if yes is this, then I can go and say something, I can get more points. Let's go and change score by 1, and then this one here will be duplicated by right clicking, and just right click it, or I can grab it again, and this one would be -1. Okay, so it's going to take something away. So last answer equals yes, score. Okay, so this video has been hacked. Do we believe it? Okay. Do we believe it? Okay. So let's go and see how it behaves now. Remember that if we look through here, nothing is actually telling our character to sort of move away. So if you can predict what's going to happen now, my character's going to stay there, my text is going to occur, it's going to give me a choice. I'm going to choose whether yes or no. So either yes, is this true? Yes, because we need a reason in the video, and so inside here we say no. Let's go and check it out, but nothing's moving, so hopefully you can work out the behavior. My character's going to move around, and now go into YouTube video, shocking videos, the label, this video that is saying that Roblox has been hacked. Do we believe it? Here's the options, okay? So now I can move my choices up or down inside my game, okay? So I can move this up or down, and if I say yes, and choose A, I get a point. However, you will notice now that it's going through the same loop. Inside my blocks, I need to move my character off the tile to allow the cutscene to occur and for it not to be in the loop. So let's go and work something out before we could begin. Let's go and refresh this and go into full screen. And if we just move around here, these tiles are 16 blocks by 16 blocks. So if my character is here in the middle and it's gone sort of all the way, I need to go a minimum of 16 back. So I need to move my character on the X axis because X is side to side and Y is up and down. So Y is yes if you don't want to know, if you want to know this and say yes, I agree, your head goes up and down. If you say no, you go side to side, so it's an X, okay? So let's go and get the final piece of this now and ready for you to go and have a go yourself. You need to go into your sprites, into your physics, and you need to go and change your character, change my sprite or the name of your character by -16, okay? So we need to go into here, and we need to go and move that character or move them the other way around and go and say -16. And then this one here, -16 too, because whether you've chosen yes or no, and your character should work. Right, so my character should move now. Let's go full screen and check it all out. Goes into the cutscene, shot the video. We're going to get our choices. Do you believe it? I'm saying no. Now you'll notice that my character should have moved. It should have moved off here, but if you move it a little bit further, it'll be totally fine. As you can see, the character's moved. I'm just going to go and hit no. It hasn't moved enough. It was too far over. So maybe just change that into 20 or something like that. Okay, but that's how we move our characters, and that's how we get out of that loop. Right, time for you to have a go yourself. Okay, we will post the extensions for you shortly. As always, good luck.